Everybody's heard of California Love by Tupac or Dear Mama by Tupac, which are his one of his most popular songs that people think of when they hear about Tupac. Well, today we're going to celebrate, in a sense, or talk about his life. Tupac Shakur was born June 16, 1971 in East Harlem, New York. And he died September 13, 1996. Tupac started in the arts at a young age. He started at 12 years old acting, and his first acting gig was A Raisin in the Sun at the Apollo. And from that point on, he stayed into the arts. He stayed through it all the way into high school. And in the middle of high school, he had moved to California, where he had this poetry teacher who was getting a concert together, and she, had him involved with it. And through all of that, he met the Digital Underground and became a roadie and a backup dancer for them. And after spending time with them, and they got to see his skills, they let him be on a song called The Same Song. And from that point on, he had started to branch out and do his own thing and start to get his own name and not be under them. And from that point, he has had 5 albums before he had passed away, and every album was #1 at one point in time, or at least he had at least a couple singles off of some of his beginning albums if the whole album wasn't #1. And he was very, very popular because he was very articulate. He talked about the day-to-day struggles that he went through and that he saw. He talked about important things that you don't typically hear all the time on radio through rap artists. And I think that's why he's very influential to the rap industry or the hip-hop industry. He also was shot, and that's how he died. He was shot, I believe it's 7 times in Las Vegas. And he didn't die right away. It took like 6 days in the hospital and he passed away. And from that point on, his popularity was so big, and still is. He's had 7 albums from that, because ever since he started recording, he was recording all the time. He always had songs recording. And some people almost make a joke like, oh, Tupac's still making songs, because he recorded music all the time. And he was just a great rapper, and I grew up listening to him. And I imagine that decades and centuries from now, he will be remembered for who he is and what he brought to the table of the rap and hip-hop industry.